What's going on, everyone? So, according to ESPN, the Lauri Markkanen saga is expected to come to an end. That sooner rather than later, we should get an answer on what's going to happen with Lauri Markkanen. Is Lauri Markkanen going to be traded? Is he going to stay with the Utah Jazz? Which team ultimately ends up trading for him? There's been several names that we've kind of seen be thrown into the hat, from the Spurs to the Sacramento Kings to the Oklahoma City Thunder, even the Lakers, and most recently, and the team that seems to be gaining the most traction, and according to reports, seems to have the most likely path to getting it done, is the Golden State Warriors. So again, based on reports, the Golden State Warriors are the team that is pushed the hardest for Lauri Markkanen, and is the team that is actively trying to figure out to kind of come to a resolution in order to land Lauri Markkanen. Now, problem is that the Warriors so far have made a heavy pick type of package, like, all their picks, swaps, whatever, and then basically trying to swap out a Moses Moody. So that's kind of what this has been built around, and supposedly the Utah Jazz, again, according to reports, want basically the entire cupboard along with Jonathan Kuminga, and they want Pod. So that's where the issue lies. And supposedly the Warriors aren't for trading Pod specifically. That's the guy that I guess they really want to keep. Jonathan Kuminga kind of seems to be on the fence. Maybe they kind of find that middle ground. That's the hope. That's the idea. That's the intention going forward, is that the Golden State Warriors will be able to kind of find a middle piece. Now, if you're the Warriors, like, I get wanting to trade for Lauri Markkanen. Him and Steph, I think, would be really good. I think they have the potential to be really electric. You got Buddy Hield, you got Draymond, right? Lauri Markkanen also being a true 7-footer, he'd be basically the only 7-footer on the roster, and his versatility. But, like, how much better does Lauri Markkanen make the Warriors than the Warriors are right now with the pieces that they added, which I actually think they're better. Even though they lost Clay, I actually think that they're overall better. I still don't think that they're a contender, but I definitely think that they're better. And I get the idea of adding Lauri Markkanen gives you another consistent, right? Because Jonathan Kuminga even hasn't shown the ability to be consistent night in and night out, 20 to 25 point a game guy. Same thing with Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins had that incredible run in 2022 and just hasn't been the same since. So I get the, can you rely, and who's the second guy alongside Steph, where Lauri Markkanen could be the second guy. But is Lauri Markkanen the second guy on a real contender, right? Steph is incredible. Steph is just unbelievable, right? But is Steph and Lauri Markkanen the duo that's leading you to a championship? I don't think so. Personally, I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze for Lauri Markkanen for everything that the Warriors would probably have to give up. Lauri Markkanen, you're also going to end up having to pay a max to. And at that point, you're basically kind of stuck, right? There wasn't this, like Lauri Markkanen is probably never going to be more tradable than he is right now because of his skill set versus contract. And basically every team in the league could go and trade for Lauri Markkanen. But not every team was active in trying. Like I said, it was like a handful, maybe a little more, of teams that were actually trying to get Lauri Markkanen. Because again, you got to pay him $40+ million, right? And his new contract is going to be pertaining to the new CB or the new TV deal, right? Like, it's just, I don't know if Lauri Markkanen is enough to give up, a Kuminga, a Moody, and all your picks and essentially all your future. You owe it to Steph to try to go get him and build the best team possible and try to win a championship. But is he really the guy? Right? You're almost better off going and waiting or being patient or trying to go get like a legit center and like another piece or two that you think can be more consistent and reliable. And kind of trust that, okay, Kuminga maybe takes the next step, right? You got another year of Pod, and Trace, and maybe Wiggins can kind of regain some level, some form, right? And you kind of trust that like the collective of pieces along with Steph's greatness could potentially be enough for you to win or contend, right? Because it's like if you're giving up Kuminga and you're giving up Pod and you're giving up Moody and you're trading, all your like, your 3 firsts and do pick swaps. It's a lot for a guy in Lauri Markkanen. That one, the guy has only played like 66 games like once. Right? Like the guy's hasn't been a model of health. And I understand the Utah Jazz, they didn't rush him back from injuries and stuff because they were tanking. So it's kind of like, hey, take your time type thing, and sitting him out longer than he needed to be and stuff. But still, I mean, he doesn't have this like great track record of playing even 70 games a season. And so to me, it's like, is it worth the risk? And is Markkanen enough to win you a championship? Again, Steph and Markkanen, I think, would be a ton of fun. Markkanen's versatility to play the 3, play the 4, even play the 5 at spots, right? I love the versatility and just the type of offense and actions that, Steve Kerr likes to run, right? To have that shooter in a Lauri Markkanen, even at times alongside Buddy Hield and Steph. And, I get the idea. I get the thought process. I get that he definitely would raise the ceiling. But Lauri Markkanen, he's not a number 1. That's been clear, right? Number 2, maybe if you had like a Jokic or you had a Giannis, like a clear-cut top 3 guy in the league. Maybe, because like you saw Giannis win with like a Chris Middleton and like a Drew Holiday, right? Both guys are arguably a 3rd best player on a championship team, but Giannis was just so great that he just basically needed the collection of guys to be good, right? And even like you look at Jokic, right? Like he's so great that, don't get me wrong, they have some real blue chip role guys, and Jamal Murray at times can be great, but he's also underperformed a lot, and yet Jokic is just so good that they're able to be a real contender. And look, Steph at times, don't get me wrong, he can be that just unbelievable, right? But is he so good that Lauri Markkanen is your number 2 guy and you can win a championship, right? Plus giving up everything else you have, right? Like, yes, you could argue, well, you have Steph, you have Lauri. Can you keep Kuminga, right? And have Wiggins and Draymond. And maybe that's your 5, right? Maybe it is like Curry, Wiggins at the 2, Kuminga at 3, Draymond at the 4, and Markkanen at the 5. Right? And I do think that is a very good lineup, very versatile, got good size, got good length. You could slot in Buddy Hield at times, right? Like, but again, I look at teams like, OKC and Dallas and, and it's just like, I don't know, like, where does Curry and Markkanen rank as far as like duos go? I definitely think that they're better. I definitely think they're a playoff team. I definitely think that they would be a tough out and beat. I wouldn't like rule them out against anybody, but I also wouldn't bet on them either. Right? Like, I wouldn't be like, oh man, the Warriors, they're just gonna run through it. Again, maybe you get to the playoffs and you have like that 2022 season where, maybe Wiggins, now he's in the play. It's like, let's go, and Kuminga steps up and Draymond and, Steph has that just great run in him. Again, I don't think anyone would be shocked if the Warriors won. I just don't know if Lauri Markkanen is necessarily the guy to sell the farm for in order to put along Steph to now go try to win a championship. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you think, like, no, Lauri Markkanen is the guy? Go get Lauri. Need to make that happen. Do you think that they should wait and be patient? Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.